All right, looks like we're live on all platforms. Might not be in the shot for some streams. Beg your pardon for that. Try to be mindful of it. Um, yeah, today we're going to be talking about some historic overcorrections where we were doing one thing, we tried to adjudicate it, we let the people who caused a major problem solve it. Then we had a whole new problem. Uh, like something that a lot of us are dealing with. One time I got invited to theatrical production, part of this program I'm in. I looked for the bathrooms, and it says anyone is allowed in this bathroom. You can come on in. It doesn't matter your gender, whatever. I come in. I guess traditionally it was a woman's bathroom, and it was like a bunch of people there, and then some lady started freaking out, like, "Oh my God, is that a naturally born male in the bathroom?" And because it was like kids there and all kinds of stuff, and it was a hairy situation, but it was very confusing for me because I just went to the bathroom, I just had to pee, and it was no line, so I just thought it was cool, and it's just it's a growing push for gender neutral everything. There's a growing push for incentivizing kids to take uh, drastic measures to help them uh, change their gender at a young age, either suppress their hormones through drugs, surgical procedures, snips, and extends, and I don't know all of the details. I just know it's not good, especially for people who are too young for a tattoo because that's too permanent. But yeah, they can have gender reassignment surgery, and there are certain states that will take your access to your children away from you. It will take custody of your children if you don't affirm their gender that they are feeling that week. Um, Now this is I feel like this is a dramatic overcorrection from the time I grew up. It was a lot of derogatory language used towards people who now identify as the LGBTQIA double S plus Disney package group of people. We just used to have like three-letter words for them. Um, and I think society in general was geared towards uh, preparing fat, stupid people with loaded erections because they had they use bikini-clad women to sell cheeseburgers. So it's like, yeah, they want that. They started to see these really fat, imbecilic people, hateful. Uh, we want them that hateful and stupid, but they're procreating too much. Well, we're selling these cheeseburgers. They got hard-ons every time they're around food, so they're just fucking other poor people who work in fast food, and they're just having a bunch of stupid kids. And they believe everything that the news tells them, and that our education systems force into their heads. Like they're that stupid, but they're too stupid for a society. So they figure they can keep the people that stupid, but then just teach them to maim their genitalia at a young age so they can't procreate, having more stupid kids. Um, this is just a theory, but it's just as I go through my day to day and see like a lot of the culture that's being forced on to the people from above, because this is clearly not grassroots. But the TV is more the director. We imitate it. It does not imitate us, even though it should be the other way around. So that's just like a dramatic overcorrection. Going from just keeping us horny for the people of the opposite sex to making us desire to mutilate our genitalia. Uh, now when you talk about a cisgendered heteronormative man, you got a lot of stank and derision. I had like a teacher who was like, "Yeah, I'm sick of cisgendered heteronormative white men. These old," and she's a white person herself. and the only old dude who was like old white dude in class, he felt ostracized, and it was like for no reason. He ain't did shit to nobody. He was just trying to read his old Shakespeare and shit. But yeah, it was we reached a crazy time, like to instead of like getting rid of the darkness and the ignorance with light, we use more darkness, more ignorant shit. Um, but this is a lot of this stuff is put upon us, like I said, by the same people who created the toxic culture that I grew up with. Now they created another kind of toxic culture uh, to correct um, their mistakes of the past, which leads to a whole fucking litany of other mistakes. Um, yeah, another historic correction that's just very pertinent now is what ended up happening World War II. All right, World War II. A lot of people. I was just surprised. My girl couldn't wasn't aware of a lot of the history. Like she was surprised. I was like, yeah, then Canada, they're saluting Nazis. It's hard to believe, like hard to fathom. The first black prime minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, salute Nazis. Well, wow. He said he hates Nazis. He said those truckers were Nazis. Um, she's like, why would they salute Nazis? I was like, yeah, because they fought the Russians in World War II. Because like, didn't get the context for it. But yeah, that's a bad thing because the Russians sacrificed more of their people to end fascism than any other country. As a matter of fact, Britain propped up the Nazis. We brought the Nazis in through Operation Paperclip, right? Then the Ashkenazis to right the wrong of the past of this tyrannical European leader who was killing people in mass, funded by my government, funded by British government, to right the wrong that crazy asshole Hitler did. They decided to go into a bunch of brown people's land and steal it and kill them, slaughter them in mass, indiscriminately, set up a white supremacist colony that doesn't view the occupied people as human. So my government sends our police to train out there, like all of the more fucked up tactics that they brought to the U.S. when it comes to the police and all that stuff, the crazy police and violence, all that shit. Yeah, they trained in Israel, um, and of course the governments of the West, since they supported the Nazis, they supported the theft of the Palestinian land. Um, you think it's like some kind of coincidence, but of course, Balfour Declaration was signed in 1917, and that's when they decided to steal the Ottoman Empire's land, since the Ottoman Empire had crumbled. They were like, okay, we're gonna obviously appropriate that land, so we're gonna put the Jews over here. This is gonna we're gonna give a bunch of white Jewish people land over here, and if you call out them robbing you, killing you, doing all this atrocious shit, we're gonna say you're anti-Semitic. You're anti-Semite for being against white supremacists stealing the land of these brown people. And of course, you're anti-Semitic, but what if you call out the treatment of Ethiopian Jews? That they have a sterilization program for them, because it's not about Judaism; it's about racism. It's about just entitlement, disgusting psychopaths running a society into the ground. Um, One of the first countries to do mass vaccinations uh, was Israel, and they had a partnership with Pfizer. So it's just like they obliterated the Nuremberg codes, informed consent on medical procedures. So it's just like it seems like the Ashkenazis were working with the actual Nazis. um, yeah, and it's just like, yeah, that this whole movement has always been about robbing people of land. They have lobbies to silence people who point this shit out. They call you a racist, bigot. But yeah, I think not standing with the Palestinians is the most anti-Semitic thing, because we can't forget that they are Semitic people. Um, and I apologize, I haven't been checking out the comments, but I see they're accumulating. All right, there he is. Yes, here I am. You stopped smoking weed, didn't you? Who said such things? I partake on occasion. Um, Sent a request to be in your live video. That is sweet. Um, yeah, I guess that would have to be reserved for someone who I know is not like a troll. And I'm sorry, I'm like, I gotta just glad to see you back on YouTube, my good sir. Well, yeah. Mostly come on YouTube, let you know I'm elsewhere. So yeah, YouTube took me off. I don't trust putting any content. I do these little live streams, and I got strikes for that. Um, but NatesVlogs.net. You want to see employee evaluations. You want to see a rewind. You want to see music from the musical Revolution, the musical. I had so far I've written it and I had it acted out, but I'm looking forward to directing it and having more creative control, because I hated what I was not the biggest fan of what they created when I had no say. They went in a totally different direction and not in a good way. So it's going to be adjudicated by the time. Well, it's a theater I've never actually worked with yet. They expressed interest in it, and yeah, we'll be continuing talks. I gotta make it to one of these events to talk to the person who can greenlight it. So that's gonna be fun. Holy shit! How is Nate, dog? Haven't seen you in forever. I'm golden as a goose. The goose who laid the golden egg and whatnot. Um, yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's been in the behind the scenes working on a lot of stuff, and it's starting to unfold, unfurl. See it blooming. So yeah, it's NatesVlogs.net if you want to see the videos that you're accustomed to seeing, some of the older ones, some of the newer ones, and yeah, and I'm also plan on turning the theatrical production I was talking about when I actually get to direct it. I like to videotape it to turn it into a series, and like kind of combine the two. Have a theater pay for the actors and all that stuff, and then I could film it and I could provide it to the online community. So it's going to be on NatesVlogs.net. I might come up with like a whole different channel for that kind of stuff as well. That's yet to be seen. So, but it's going to be written by me. That's the whole thing. I've been in a lot of plays. If it wasn't written by me, it's usually there's going to be it's really no reason for me to film this. I'm like more of a word model than the person behind it creatively. So I don't. But yeah, by the time I'm directing this stuff, all right. So it's gonna be on NatesVlogs.net, and yeah, we should be moving forward beginning of next year. So look forward to that. Are you okay? Is everything good? Yeah. It's more of a transition to back to in person stuff. So I still do the online stuff. I do try to do a live stream once a week. Still upload on NatesVlogs.net. Um, but yeah, it's more difficult for me to maintain my online uh, presence with all of the other obligations. So yeah, but as the money improves in that area, I'll be able to hire other people to edit, so I can like have a more consistent edited content upload. Because I've been having a fuckload of issues with these. I got two projects on my computer that I'm working on, and yeah, it's just like I got the top of the line computer, all of the bells and whistles, extra storage, extra everything, and I'm still having difficulty editing this shit. Like it'll freeze. Like when I'm editing, I get like the beach ball of dismay, of just delay. Um, so yeah, I'm yeah. It's good. Well, you know, NatesVlogs.net for the edited stuff, and it'll be more frequent. But um, yeah, you won't see that stuff here. That doesn't mean I'm not doing it. Okay, because I just don't post shit on Facebook. Funny and kind. If you need a muse, here I am. Well, that's very sweet. I lost track of PvP and everything changed. PvP. Pivotal. Uh, you are going to do fine. Stay focused and confident, Nate. Well, I appreciate that. You are the muse. Great muse. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm a troll. I'm your troll. I've known you since my pics, nigga. Okay, well that's good. Nate is bad. Nate, is it bad that I don't know anything about politics? Um, well, I mean, it would be. It's pretty sad when people don't understand the mechanisms of control around them, you know, and when the government starts tightening the noose around your everyday taxpayer who's like funding their oppression. But then, you know, they pay attention to the spectacles. It's only sad if you know, like, all the sporting scores, if you get all emotionally invested in sports, but then, you know, you can't um, take the time to, you know, affect change in your community. You know, that would be kind of concerning. That's the thing that concerns me about a lot of people. Like they'll talk your ear off about a sports team. Someone fucked up. You know, you're gonna hear about it. You know, like all passionately. People cry over sports, and then like yeah. But when their freedom gets taken, they got one. They don't have one mumbling word. Nate, don't justify yourself to a troll. Okay, we'll do. Justify my thug. Uh, can I be your manager? Indubitably. You're talking about like a pimp, right? Um, yeah, but you know, it's always good to know people who remember the My Picks days. That's OG. Because it's been like a decade since I posted. I know the channel went down. That shit got shut down. Fuck the I was gonna say the government. It is the government. YouTube is the government. Uh, don't pretend that they're a private company. They were started with government money. Uh, uh, they create all of these big monopolies. Then they censor people once they start using their platform to speak against that big money agenda. Because yeah, they're evil. I remember when Google used to have their motto used to be "Don't be evil." When that motto, and maybe it meant something. Because when that motto was there, uh, you know, I was able to make a pretty decent living on YouTube. But then they took that "Don't be evil" away. They started coming after me. I don't know. Does that mean I'm good? Probably not. But maybe on a good day. Um, Tell whoever said that to kiss my ass. No, I refuse to. Yeah, but I did have some cleaning to do and some getting ready to do for upcoming obligation. And, hopefully have enough time to do something fun tonight as well. But, um, yeah, I guess the thing I just wanted to leave people with, just you don't have to know politics to know that the news is lying to you. Know that the bad guys is really the ones who they say are the good guys. If the news is rooting for them, like any particular government, any method, like especially when it comes to like war, death, destruction, just do the opposite. Uh, join the revolution. My battery's going out, so I definitely got to clear this one up. Finish this one up. So, um, free Palestine from the river to the sea. Holler. Uh, and yeah, all right, and toodles, and you keep like trying to join the video. Maybe one day when I know who you are, or maybe not. I don't know. But we'll figure that out. I was thinking about doing some what is it, call in. I mean, my Patreon subscribers have the ability to call. It's a number they can call. No one's ever used it while I'm doing a live, but yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Well, I have to go, but God bless. I wish you well, Nate, until I see you again. Well, yes, God bless yourself. I got to go as well, so um, don't forget to be good to each other. Peace.